to the hay, all you sports fans out there in the tubosphere. To you, the individual, as part of the collective. Welcome to Fast Track Sports Rack Highlights here on Talk Radio version of the OMSR. I am your brief but very concise host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. I always do a little voiceover intro like this, let you know the clipboard coming up, and the whys to wherefore. So, talking briefly and concisely about World Cup USA Soccer. If you weren't in Seattle or Kansas City, stuck working before you get the shortened week, before our illustrious 4th of July, then you might have missed this. Some good analysis coming up. Oh, so close there in the final minute of regulation. It wouldn't have gone to extra time, but hey, you know, it was a great game. Hats off to Belgium. They speak French there in Belgium. Congratulations. Quickie sport rant to the segment. I'll close out on this note. Hey, be glad that they did well in losing the way they did and handling themselves with class. They get to come back with the rest of us and celebrate the 4th of July. That'll help them ease their pain. They did well. They can be proud for it. A lot of analysis as to still got a lot of steps to make to progress USA Soccer. That's why I picked the particular musical intro and intro, as always on the OMSR. That pertains to the particular sport event being covered. Great Flock of Seagulls tune, a lot of you may have forgotten about. Part of the chorus, you know, took a while, touched my mind, it took a while, I was falling in love. Yeah, because every 4 years we may forget about that. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. Alright, thanks for watching those silly DUIs while you're out there. Plenty of highlights coming up. All of them courtesy to ESPN and
Romelu Lukaku, under contract to Chelsea, played with Tim Howard at Everton, as does Kevin Morales. Look at those numbers. Tony Meola, Brad Friedel, and Meola from '94, but Tim Howard, that stands alone in World Cup history. I don't understand the makeup psychologically of keepers. You guys are your own fraternity. So I'm from the inside of that strange...
Our own asylum.
Exactly, but from the inside of that very unique fraternity, watching the emotion from Tim Howard, who we see always as a go-go, rah-rah guy, but to see that side of him displayed in this moment.
I mean, you saw a guy who's very humble, who does his job, understands the role as a goalkeeper, and just what a thankless task it is so often, and he was able to just be huge for his teammates and his country, and he's, you know, part of why as a goalkeeper you're kind of getting on people, it's so you don't have to make saves. Your goal is to go out in a game and not make a save the whole game. So if you can organize some guys and sit back there and just kind of take a few crosses and a few kicks, that's what you're trying to do. But when you're called upon, he does it, and then afterwards, I just wish somebody could have scored a goal for him. Yep. That deserved a win for Tim, that performance.
But on the other hand, when you look at it, certainly you don't write it up and say, this is the game plan. We're going to go have Tim Howard stand on his head and make 16 saves. When you let up opportunities and your goalkeeper has to make 16 saves, great for the goalkeeper. That's wonderful. Yeah. But the rest of the team has to look at themselves and say, my goodness. Yeah. If he lets 1 or 2 of those in, you're losing 3, 4.
It started in the second minute. It started at 43 seconds.
Absolutely.
But I think that's why this last goal from Julian Green was so important, also for the mentality for the next months and years.
As the dust continues to settle from the USA's run at the World Cup, everyone seems to have a theory as to what went wrong. Many still believe Landon Donovan should have been part of that 23-man roster. Others feel the U.S. abandoning their attacking style against Belgium made it impossible to advance. Either way, most agree advancing to the round of 16 may not be enough to advance the interest of soccer post-World Cup here in the United States. Jurgen Klinsmann, with Jeremy Schaap yesterday, has his own thoughts.
Getting critical in certain moments, you know, and make them clear that, listen, you know, if you would have put that ball down in the net yesterday, we would be in the next round, you know. So think about that a second without, you know, kind of making it too harsh, but they need that kind of sense of accountability. It makes them feel accountable, you know, not just walk away with a bad performance and nothing happens. No, if you have a bad performance, and people should approach you and tell you that.
And Tim Howard was fantastic in goal, but The United States offensively left a little bit to be desired. The U.S. ranked 14th in total touches in the opponent's attacking third, worse than 3 teams that failed to advance to the knockout round. Spain, Japan, and England all better in that area. Bob Lee with his thoughts on the U.S. World Cup experience.
There's been glorious first-minute joy. And last-moment drama from an unimaginable hero. A showdown with the World Player of the Year that summoned come-from-behind brilliance and suffered the dagger of last-kick vengeance. This nuanced experience even taught a growing soccer nation that a loss, a close one, was cause for modest celebration.
The United States will be playing in the last 16 of the World Cup.
A manager's brutal honesty that this trophy was a bridge too far still meant that a memorable journey across Brazil could push back that truth moment by moment.
Miraculous save from Howard.
Memory by memory. There is a respect for the American game, and it's not begrudging. It's honestly won. This team that seized life out of a group of death went further than the defending champions. A 4-time winner, even our cousins from across the pond. Something has changed, and it won't be the same. Americans bought more tickets to this football festival than any nation except the hosts. A roster cutdown became a national headline story. We gathered here in the sand, back home in the streets, and wherever we could to feel the tingling possibility, the nervous edge, and the sting of reality which inevitably visits all but one nation this month. Back on this Brazilian journey as the time the pursuit of the World Cup became less a dream than a tangible goal for which our grasp is closer now than ever.